Hello, it's Sonia here, The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. And as you can see, we have some knitting needles here and a crochet hook. So I thought I would do another video comparing Tunisian crochet to knitting. And I thought today we would compare a cable. So I did a 6-stitch cable with this hook for the Tunisian part. So this is a G or 4.25 millimeter hook. I think it just says G. This is a really old hook that I have. I believe it belonged to my great-grandmother. And these are some double points, which I'm not exactly sure of the size, but I'm pretty sure, as you can see, they're very similar to the G size. So I did a 6-stitch cable with the knitting needles and with the crochet hook. And I used this exact hook and these exact needles. And I also added 3 stitches on each end. So the whole swatch, both swatches have 12 stitches. So there's 3 stitches on each end, and then in the middle is the 6-stitch cable, and it's just a basic cable. And I do have tutorials for both of those cables. If you're interested, I can put links for them down below. I believe the knitted one is an actual knitted project. It's an ear warmer, so if you wanted to make an ear warmer using the basic cable stitch, there you go. And then the Tunisian cable is just a swatch on how to do Tunisian cables. So I'm going to show you the Tunisian cable, and both projects or both swatches were made with the same yarn, with Paintbox DK yarn. I made one in pink and one in green. So here is the Tunisian one. So I did six stitches for the cable, and the repeats for both swatches are pretty similar. There's just one less repeat with the cable one, just because Tunisian crochet is slightly different than knitting, so that's the only reason why, but it's still basically the same. And again, 6 stitches but 12 across. And so here we go. Here is the cable stitch. So on each end I did purl stitches here, and in the middle I did the Tunisian knit stitch with the cable. So let's bring out the knitted cable, again using the same yarn. So here it is, and already you can see a clear difference here. This one is a lot smaller, and it's not as wide, not as tall. But the cable itself, I mean, you can definitely see it's, you know, a similar cable. Now, I would say the twist on the knitted cable is just a little bit, I don't know, I just feel like it has a nicer flow. I don't dislike Tunisian cables. I think they're fun, but if I had to choose, I prefer just plain old knitted cables. But I think it's fun to be able to do cables with Tunisian crochet as well. But yeah, so this is the difference, and I don't want to say that one is better than the other, because they're not. You can make a really, I think this would be pretty if for an ear warmer you could do, or a scarf. You could do a lot of things with the Tunisian cable. And then of course, you know, I'm sure most of you have seen plenty of stitch patterns with regular knitted cables. Now let's check out the fabric of both. So the knitted one, as you can see, has a lot of flexibility when you stretch it this way, and lots of flexibility when you stretch it that way. So definitely a more flexible fabric. So let's check out the Tunisian one. So as you can see, there's not that much give when you're tugging on it this way. So this is definitely not as flexible of a fabric, and definitely not this way. So this is the back side of it, and then here is the back side of the knitted one. So next we can see, actually I'm not going to check the yardage because I think that's be a lot to measure, but you can clearly see that there would be less yardage with the knitted cable versus the Tunisian one. But again, you know, not to say one is better than the other. I know there's a lot of crochet and knitting wars. I just think it's silly because I think both crafts are wonderful in their own way, and it just really depends on what you're making. Like if you did want something that had a little bit more flexibility, then maybe the knitted one would be the way to go. But if you wanted something that doesn't have as much as, like, say, ease, so this is not, doesn't have as much flexibility, then you might want to do the Tunisian one. This one also is slightly heavier, so this would be a little bit warmer than this stitch pattern here. This one still is, you know, has some warmth because the cable provides some thickness, but not quite as much as this one. So again, it just depends on what you want to make, what you want your finished project to look like, and that can help you determine what stitch and what craft would be better if you can do both. Some people can't knit or some people can't crochet, but I like to do both, and if you don't know how to knit, I would encourage you to give it a try if you've been wanting to learn. It took me years to learn how to knit. I'm just going to say it right now. Knitting did not come as easily to me as crochet or even Tunisian crochet. I feel like Tunisian crochet is kind of a fusion of regular crochet and knitting, sort of. But knitting, I was determined to learn. I really wanted to learn how to knit. My grandmother taught me how to do just the basic knit stitch, so basically garter stitch, and that was all I could do. And it took me so long to learn how to purl and to cable and all that stuff, but I really was determined to learn, and I just kept practicing. And sometimes I would get frustrated, and so I would literally put my knitting needles down for months, sometimes years, and then I was like, nope, I really want to learn, and then I would pick them up again. So I don't think I have a knit brain. I have a more of a crochet brain, but I can knit, and you know, I'm really happy that I stuck it out and kept persevering to learn how to knit, because it's fun to be able to do both. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.